what's up? It's Tamaya here, aka Noodle Fam. You might know me from YouTube or Instagram or I don't know where else. So me and Churro are here right now. This is my first ball python, first snake that I ever got. And we are I have 14 of them, and I do have some other animals that I keep, as well as a new addition I'm very excited about that I'll share at the end. I will do a half redo, I guess, of this video where I will share all of my animals, because I do keep 14 snakes. I have a scorpion, 3 spiders, as well as 2 Siberian huskies, and I know I have been asked to share a little bit more about my dogs and other animals, so yeah, I guess we'll do that in a bit. I don't take Churro out all that much because he just hides in his log. Like, everybody knows that. This is the well-known Churro... Stuff just fell out. This is the well-known Churro log. Like, getting him out of here is like borderline impossible, so it was funny earlier. I was actually going to make a recording just with him in the log because I couldn't get him out. So, Churro and his log. That's us. So Churro and this log is the OG crew. This is what made me love reptiles, and there's more stuff falling out. So I might have already changed the angle of this video like 5 times, but I'm still figuring this whole YouTube thing out. And I also did remove my last video about Noxie. I just wanted to take more precautions for my legal protection. Although I did, you know, stay 100% complete accurate facts, I don't want to throw around money for a lawyer just in case. So that video, I guess, is off for now, but again, I did vow to make more videos this year, so it shouldn't matter too much. But getting back to it, so this is Tiger, my Brazilian rainbow boa, who is the second snake that I ever got. A gorgeous little girl she is. She was in my first YouTube video, so I probably won't spend too much time on her, but yeah, you guys probably already seen her. She's got this gorgeous rainbow iridescence that especially pops in sunlight. You might not see the iridescence, but even without it, she's got a beautiful pattern, and I love her dearly. So here we have Bermuda, who is my boa constrictor imperator, who I got as my third snake. She is still a growing girl, but she's wonderful. So the people that follow me on Instagram, like, as a fun fact, like 2/3 of the times that I'm taking all these photos to post, she's wrapped up in my hair. She loves to hang out in there, especially when I'm wearing a bun. So yeah, she's really fun to hang out with. She's probably the snake that I pull out the most. Boa constrictors are just known to be very curious. Hi, I love you. She denied me that kiss. She totally just rejected me. But yeah, so she's a regular boa constrictor. She's a Colombian red-tail common constrictor, so she's not a boa constrictor, which is the more rare kind. I did verify this with one of the most known boa constrictor Instagrams, aka the Boa Kid, or I think that's his username. I do love her. She's an awesome snake, and I can't wait till she gets much bigger. So this is Enchi, my Enchi spider lesser ball python morph. She was the 4th snake that I ever got. I got her for breeding intentions, and she has become pretty much the highlight of my Instagram, along with her twin girl babies. She is just an absolute, I just love her so much. Like, I can't even put it into words. She has just got the most wonderful, amazing, sweet personality. So she was already a few years old when I got her. I'm really not just coming along with the words right now. So when I got her from this breeder, I ended up getting another ball python that I no longer have. I just ended up rehoming that one. I had planned initially to do 2 clutches my very first year of breeding. Just wanted to stick to one, not overwhelm myself. And so I could just tell when I got Enchi, like, the breeder did have a harder time letting her go. I did stay in touch with that breeder for quite some time. He did say she was pretty much the most sweet snake that he's ever had, and she does really prove to be it. Because I am trying to ease out of breeding the spider gene for obvious reasons. This is going to be her last year of breeding. I have had quite a few people message me about being interested in her babies, whatever sex or morph it is, so that's going to be a lot of fun because it's her last year. She's not a farm animal to me. This is one of my pets and I do love her so much. I know there's a lot of people that are anti-spider morphs. I do have a lot of spiders, which I guess ultimately I understand why, but I will say that all of my spiders and the ones that do show a wobble, aka Raikou and Enchi, those are literally my best eaters. They're just the most routine ones. So yeah, I would say that my spiders do thrive in captivity. You can disagree with me all you want. I'm not here to ever force my opinion on you. I'm just saying it how it is. But yeah, stay tuned for her babies. Alright, so I went off on a whole tangent about Striker, my GHI pastel morph, and then only to realize it didn't record any of it. So, fun fact about him, aside from he's clearly a beautiful, beautiful morph, is that I got him the very same day that I got Butters. So I got him in very South Washington State, and then I drove further along to pick up Butters, who you'll meet next in Oregon. I got him for breeding purposes to pair with Enchiladeria. I said that weird, Enchiladeria. So yeah, he is a gorgeous male. He's also a few years old. So this is Butters, my banana ball python morph, because who doesn't love a nanner? Butters is the one that I was mentioning that I got the same day as Striker in Oregon. Butters is my cutie snooty, because look at that snooter boobs. Yeah, so Butters will be probably paired to my pinstripe. Butters will probably be paired to my pinstripe female this year, as long as things go according to plan, but I don't want to overwhelm myself, so likely and hoping for some banana pins, which are absolutely to die for, by the way. But yeah, this is Butters. Butters is just one of the ball pythons that I have that's more so very calm and just hides all day. So yeah, I guess, you know, they say that a ball python that isn't super stressed and active is a happy ball python, so I just assume he's happy. Next up we have Phantom, my leucistic Texas rat snake, which I found this perfect little cute shed with the curly tail just now when I pulled him out. I literally feel like I have a baby shed every single day. I'm not even joking, which is kind of fun. But yeah, this is Phantom. Texas leucistic rat snakes are known to, be defensive. So they're known to be nippy. They are sassy. He literally wants to stop eyeballing me right now. And handling Phantom was really hard for a long time. I wouldn't have been able to reach in his enclosure and just scoop him up like I just did. He did get used to me despite what I thought, and he is really cute. He's got the little round eyes, little buggy blue eyes. He is gorgeous. He's gonna get much, much bigger. I look forward to that. Alright, so next up from the 7 hatchlings that I hatched last year and ended up keeping is Raikou, the stinging bumblebee morph. Raikou was actually by far the runt of that clutch, and now is actually bigger than Vega and Lyra. He is the one that showed some wobble, but that has at 0% hindered him at all in the way that he lives. He is just such a good eater. That's why I'm sure he weighs the most, is because he was one of the first ones to get on food. I mean, you can see he's not horrendous with his wobble. Yeah, so he just shows a little bit of it. So he's just got some gorgeous coloring. He's this bright, bright yellow. He's very sweet. He's always, always, always ready for food when I open his enclosure. He's just going to be fun when he grows up. Yeah, he's a little sweetheart. I love you. So the next snakes that joined the family was Vega and Lyra. They are the twin girls who are significantly well known on my Instagram. They are just absolutely adorable. And I was the one that hatched these little girls myself. They are queen bee ball python morphs, again Enchiladaria's little hatchling girls, and I just absolutely adore them. A very frequent question that I get with them is whether they're housed together or not, because they are so close, you know, and just so comfortable with each other when I take photos of them. And they are housed separately. I don't encourage housing ball pythons together. It's not typically a good idea unless you really know what you're doing, and unless you're just doing it for breeding purposes for the appropriate length of time. But yeah, so this is my little twin girls. Next I got Zara, who is just a plain pinstripe female ball python morph. She's quite thick and ready for breeding season. I, as a fun fact, got her from the same breeder that I got my GHI pastel striker. She's one of the more active and nervous ones. She's actually, yeah, just significantly more nervous, whether in or out of her enclosure. I do try to work with her, but I just have a feeling she wasn't really handled much prior to me keeping her. She has never at all struck at me. She's just a shy girl. She does hiss, but she's still sweet. And yeah, so this is the one that I plan to pair with Butters for the banana pin babies, and I do hope that goes well. I'm going to do a later pairing than I am with Amara, the Spider Mystic Potion, and Enchi, which I'm both doing right now. So yeah, maybe some later hatchlings, but she would be the third mama to the clutches that I hope to have. And that's it. Then I got Lucy. So Lucy is a Mexican black king snake, which a lot of people knew the whole little situation of my first Mexican black king snake that I got the weekend of January 17th, 2019, who unfortunately got, you know, just escaped, and a very basic mistake on my end. I own up to it, but I did a very, very thorough effort of finding that snake. I gave it really the best shot that I possibly could have in every single kind of a way. I researched every suggestion that you could to get a lost snake back. Although I did see signs of him for months and months and months, when I decided to keep just like a temporary pet mouse in the room that, you know, my snake room. And he showed signs that I knew were absolutely from him from being around. But in turn, with having that live prey right there, it did stress out my other snakes enough to the point that they were kind of rubbing their chins on the outer portions of the enclosure, trying to get to this prey item. So I had to make the decision to end up feeding that mouse. And then after that, I had absolutely no signs of onyx. But I eventually will be doing a very thorough video of how to find a lost snake. Even though I wasn't successful, I am 200% confident in all of the methods that I tried, and just because it didn't work for me, it will definitely give a better chance for someone to find their snake, because I tried so many methods over months, and I was successful in keeping him around for a while, like I said, but ultimately, I just couldn't stress out and harm the other snakes that I kept to be able to find him. So I guess that was that. So I took a few months off out of the thought of keeping a Mexican black king snake. I didn't know that I would ever be able to again. I did visit the same shop I got Bermuda and Tiger at and held these adorable, precious Mexican black king snake babies. But it just didn't feel right. I wasn't ready for another snake. I honestly still totally miss onyx, but I did take some time off, and you know, when I was ready, I got this beautiful little calm boy compared to the Mexican black king snake that I got from LLL. I got this one from MK Pythons. He is just much more calm. Yeah. I really should have just probably saved all that sad portion for the last recording, but I didn't, so So shortly after I had gotten Mercedes, I received my world's first Mystic Spider Potion. Soon after I got Mercedes, I received my world's first Spider Mystic Potion from Python Paint Jobs. Chris Hall hatched her out in 2012. She's 7 years old now. She is a big girl. She is so large. She's not small, she's large. Look at this girl. She's massive. So, fun fact about Amara is when I first unpackaged her, she struck in my face, like literally this massive ball python who's like abnormally large. Maybe not super abnormally, but you just don't see them this large all the time. She just flat out like struck at me in the face from eye level. It took months and months and months and months and months. Okay, maybe not that many months, but it took months for her to get used to me. So after I had received her, I gave her some adjustment time, and the first few times that I worked with her, she would still hiss at even the sight of me. She would get in her defensive little S-neck position, and she would strike at me. Then we got to the point that I was holding her, but she would still strike at just inanimate objects around us while I was holding her, and she was just very, very testy. And then we gave her some, as in me. Me. So I just gave her more time to adjust. I scooped her up a second ago from her enclosure without her even hissing at me, which is just epic compared to how she used to be. And I still would consider her definitely one of the sassiest ones that I have, if not the most sassy one that I have, but I'll include her little model morph on World of Morphs or Ball Python Morphs or whatever that website is called. She's a little display girl for the Spider Mystic portion. The Spidic portion. She's display Spidic potion. I can't with myself sometimes. She is the little display girl for big display girl. I'm just gonna give up on this series of words. She is the display morph for the Spider Mystic Potion on the World of Morphs or Ball Python Morphs or whatever that website's called. And her photo's adorable, so yeah, I'll try to include that. So last but not least, my most recent snake that I acquired was Equinox, my Malaysian mangrove. I might mispronounce it because I've heard it pronounced in every way possible, but my Boiga dendrophylla melanota, he is just an absolute doll. So that video that I mentioned at the start that I ended up removing just for legal protection was all about my experience with receiving him from somewhere that I will never purchase from again, because he was shipped in irresponsible conditions and with such specific requirements, especially for a wild-caught animal. They were just unmet. You know, the basic things you would do were just unmet. I'm not going to go off on a whole tangent again, because those that wanted to hear it already have. But yeah, so he, in summary, was shipped to me borderline dead, unresponsive, head dangling, no eye movement, no smelling, nothing, ice cold. I ended up getting him back to planet Earth. He is literally just the most sweetest Malaysian mangrove. That is not what this species is known for. He is phenomenal, and I do feel that he trusts me. I could talk about him for like 4 hours, but I will spare you of that. He was shipped to me also underweight. He's starting to put weight on. For those that are still concerned that he's remaining underweight, for one, Malaysian mangroves actually have a triangle body shape, so they're not like ball pythons where it's more like a curve, it's more like a triangle, and that's how it's supposed to be. But we're figuring it out. It's a learning process. I will smooch him all day long. What are you doing? Alright, so for my last little section for the new reptile that I'm going to be keeping, it is going to be my first lizard ever. It's a rescue situation. It's going to be a Savannah monitor, which I'm very excited for, which I feel that is a bit more challenging to keep than a snake. So I can't wait to share him with you. Pretty much the reason that he's not with me right now is because I wanted to meet him before I brought him home and got, spent money on the setup. I just wanted to make sure that I was vibing with his personality, which he totally disliked me, which is completely typical for a young Savannah monitor. But I was like, give me this cute little toeless bean. So, due to his improper husbandry keeping prior to the shelter having him, he has lost most of his toes. But I think that's just something that I'm going to love even more about him, and I just can't wait to provide him with everything that he needs and more. And yeah, so a Savannah monitor that is going to be like a lizard dog when he's all grown up. He's not actually proven to be male, but I'm just going to call him a he for now. His name is Smog. Smog. I have to look up how that's pronounced. It's like the dragon from Lord of the Rings, but I might change that. I'm not sure. I kind of hope that he ends up being a she, just because they're a little bit smaller, and I would be okay with that. But either way, I'm just so excited. It's going to be 2 or 3 weeks till he's home, he, she, whatever. And yeah, Savannah monitor, so stay tuned for that. Make sure you subscribe if you like today's content. Like I said last time, we'll be putting more videos out. And yeah, you can find me on Instagram under Noodle Fam, which is with 4 O's. I'll put the link in my description. And just as a last portion that is completely irrelevant to the topic of this video and my snakes, but there is a lot happening in Australia, and being that this is about animals, I assume you like animals. So if you are able to donate even $5, even anything at all, to the Australia wildlife organizations, helping, because there has been, I think the last time I checked, it was 450 million animals that have been injured or dead from those Australia wildfires, or bushfires actually. So yeah, if you can donate anything, it would be put to good use. You can spare a Starbucks coffee, it's not that much. And yeah, alright, make sure you subscribe.